Okay, be honest with me for a second. And you know this feeling. It's late. Maybe it's 10:47 p.m. You are completely comfortable, finally winding down after a long, intense day. You tell yourself, I'm just going to check my phone for a few minutes before bed, just catch up.
It's the ritual, right? The moment your brain finally exhales and says, time to turn off, and the phone is the accessible off switch.
Absolutely. But then that 5-minute check turns into 15, then 45, and suddenly you look up and the clock says 12:02 a.m. Your eyes hurt, your neck is stiff, and you feel this deep, hollow sense of dread. You just lost an hour and a half to the algorithmic black hole.
And that feeling of regret that, why did I just do that? I'm exhausted, I'm still feeling broke, and I just burned time I could have used for sleep or something productive.
Yeah.
That's the classic outcome.
It is. And the uncomfortable truth, the thing we actively avoid calculating, is that when you tally up all those little squall sessions from the week, the 15 minutes waiting for the bus, the 30 minutes before dinner, those late night blackouts, that time is massive.
It really is.
For a lot of people, that's easily 3, 5, or even 8 hours every single week. Just gone.
It's shocking how quickly those minutes multiply. People often tell me they feel like they have no free time at all, but then their device metrics, they reveal the equivalent of an entire workday sacrificed to the feed.
And this leads to such a pervasive, frustrating paradox. We're constantly saying, I don't have time to make extra money.
Right. I'm too busy. I need a side hustle, but I just can't fit it in.
Exactly. Yet the very hours required for that side hustle are sitting right there being fed to TikTok or Instagram.
But here's the gentle question we want to ask today.
Yeah.
What if you didn't have to add a single minute to your week? What if you could take just a realistic slice, a small portion of that existing scroll time, and just redirect it?
Turn those passive consumption hours into actual, tangible cash. And let's be extremely clear, this is not about the toxic hustle, 24/7, never rest, grind till you die culture. We are aggressively avoiding that.
Oh, absolutely.
The mission of this deep dive is to explore how turning those reclaimed hours into money could, pay a utility bill, cover the gas for the month, or just help you reduce your credit card debt sustainably and calmly.
The focus is intentionality over exhaustion. It's about being deliberate with your time instead of just sort of letting the algorithm dictate your life.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are plunging into that paradoxical gap between feeling broke and having wasted time and asking how to close it. This deep dive is not about shaming you for needing to zone out. That feeling is real. This is about asking what a gentle negotiation with yourself looks like.
It's about building a system that respects your energy while still helping your financial future.
To guide us, I invited someone who really understands the chaos of digital consumption and financial anxiety. She used to be a full-time social media manager, meaning she lived in the apps all day for work. And then, like the rest of us, she still spent her evenings doom scrolling for fun.
It's a special kind of tired.
I bet. Now, she helps what she calls normal humans. Teachers, nurses, students, parents design small systems to convert a few free hours a week into realistic, sustainable side income without becoming, in her words, a burnt-out hustle robot.
That's the goal.
Joining us from Dallas, Texas, we welcome Naomi Carter, a side income strategist.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I love that we're focusing on this specific pain point because the guilt cycle around scrolling is such a huge psychological barrier to starting anything new.
It really is. I think that realization that you're losing hours to the thing you look at all day for work, that's a unique kind of digital drain.
It is. It's like you fed the machine all day, and then you come home and offer it more of your precious evening hours. You have to actively step outside of that pattern to see it clearly.
So just to reiterate for our listeners, we are targeting realistic money here.
Yes.
We are not talking about quitting your job. We are talking about the difference an extra few $100s makes.
Absolutely. I am aggressively anti-get-rich-in-30 days hype. Our focus is the consistent, sustainable income. The extra $100, $200, maybe $500 a month.
And that's life-changing money for most people.
It's transformative, it pays down debt, it creates an emergency buffer, and honestly, most importantly, it buys mental peace.
That is the ultimate goal, isn't it? Creating breathing room.
Exactly, that's it.
All right, let's jump right into segment 1. I'll just check my phone. The scroll reality check. We started by acknowledging the exhaustion. We work hard, we are busy, and by 7 p.m., the brain is fried. It demands passive comfort. So what's the very first step in addressing this ingrained habit?
Okay, the first step is deep validation. Scrolling is not a moral failing or a sign of laziness.
Right.
It is a highly effective, low-effort coping mechanism for high stress and exhaustion. It delivers instant accessible comfort and, dopamine. We have to acknowledge that if we try to just snatch that comfort away completely, the system will rebel.
I agree that the guilt is so counterproductive. So, if we accept that scrolling is a natural, though often excessive, coping tool, how do we begin the negotiation without provoking total resistance?
We aim for honesty, not perfection. We start by asking you, the listener, to be objective about the time spent. And the quickest way to do that, as we mentioned, is to just check your device's screen time metrics.
Oh, the brutal truth monitor.
Yes. And even the most skeptical person who thinks, I don't scroll that much, often faces a moment of reckoning.
Seeing 3 hours yesterday or 10 hours this week, it often provides the necessary shock value.
And that's where the negotiation begins. The question is, okay, if we reclaim just a fraction of that time, say half, and dedicate it to earning, what does that look like financially?
Let's run that back of the envelope math again, because that's really the core incentive. So, say someone is losing 10 hours a week to various apps. They reclaim 5 hours.
It's just 5. And let's assume a really reasonable, non-specialized hourly rate. In the US, that typically falls between, say, $12 and $20 an hour for entry-level side gigs, like dog walking, basic VA work, or data entry.
Okay.
If you manage just $12 an hour for those 5 reclaimed hours, that's $60 a week.
Which is about $240 a month.
Exactly.
$240 a month is a significant monthly utility bill, or a decent grocery run.
And if you find something slightly higher paying, say $20 an hour, that's $100 a week, which translates to roughly $400 a month. That income, generated purely from redirected scroll time, is enough to start making substantial payments on debt principal.
And the key distinction here is that this income doesn't require them to quit their Sunday entirely or add a whole second shift to their Friday night.
No.
It's utilizing time that was already being thrown away.
Precisely. Now, it does require setup, marketing, and follow-through, but the raw mathematical potential is already sitting there, unused, waiting for intentionality.
Can you give us a more detailed look at the success story of Donnie, the dog walker, to show how this negotiation works in practice?
Yeah, absolutely. Donnie was working front desk at a dental office. She had financial goals, a specific credit card she wanted gone, and a need for a small emergency cushion. Her habit, like many, was coming home, making a quick meal, and then just collapsing onto the couch for hours of passive social media viewing.
And her metrics were, 14 hours a week?
About 14, yeah. She sincerely believed she had no time.
So how did you negotiate that big block of time? You didn't just take it away?
No, we didn't try to eradicate it. We focused on the easiest 5 hours to capture. Donnie loves dogs, so we guided her toward pet services. And we structured her new time. 2 one-hour blocks immediately after work on Tuesday and Thursday, and a 2-hour block on Saturday morning. Crucially, the Tuesday and Thursday blocks were scheduled before she was allowed to open her preferred scrolling app.
So she habit stacked the earning time right before the established coping time. That's clever.
Yes, that's the psychological trick. She linked the new, slightly active habit to the old, passive reward. Instead of scrolling from 6 to 9 p.m., she walked a neighbor's dog from 6 to 7, then cooked, and then had her scroll time from 8:30 onward. By using a local app and word of mouth with neighbors, within 2 months, she was consistently generating $250 a month.
And what was the biggest challenge she faced in maintaining that consistency? The motivation must have been hard at first.
Oh, the initial inertia was huge. She sometimes felt she was too tired even to put on her walking shoes. So we agreed that if she felt too tired to walk, she would use that dedicated money block time for the simplest possible admin task.
Like what?
Like just opening the dog walking app and checking her next week's schedule or messaging a client. The goal wasn't always maximum output. It was showing up for the dedicated time. That consistency is what made the money sustainable.
That's a powerful distinction. The success condition isn't perfection, it's simply adherence to the dedicated time slot, even if the task is minimal.
Exactly. It's about building the muscle.
I want to revisit that critical barrier, the exhausted brain. For many, scrolling isn't just a habit, it's the only way they feel they can decompress. If someone says, I get the math, but I genuinely don't know how to turn my mushy, exhausted 7 p.m. brain into an earning brain, what's the deeper strategy?
We have to understand the difference between procrastination scrolling and genuine mental rest.
Oh.
If scrolling leaves you feeling emptier and more tired than when you started, That's not rest. That's a default habit. Genuine rest should replenish you, even slightly.
And scrolling rarely replenishes. It usually leads to a physical and mental hangover.
Right. So the strategy is about redirecting a fraction of that default time, not the actual necessary rest time. We frame the work as something you do for future you.
I like that framing.
We say, we are just negotiating for a small piece of comfort time to put a little meat on the bones of your financial future before you get to the dessert of mindless consumption.
I appreciate you framing it that way, as necessary fuel before the reward.
And we start with activity that is just marginally higher effort than scrolling. The first step isn't even doing paid work.
So what is it?
It's using one scroll hour to research 3 legit opportunities, or signing up on a platform, or just reaching out to 2 people you know. It's shifting from purely passive consumption to slightly active administration. This low-effort administrative task acts as a bridge to actual earning, making the transition less painful.
So we're shifting the spectrum of activities slowly. Okay, now that we've addressed the inertia and the psychology, let's move into segment 2.
Choosing your lane. Side hustle is such a broad, overwhelming term. How do we simplify the options?
We need clarity and categorization. I break the world of side income into 3 core lanes. When you start, you only need to commit to exploring one.
Let's start with lane 1, fast cash. What defines this lane, and what does the practical entry look like?
Fast cash is all about immediate return, often leveraging your physical presence, your existing skills, or items you already own.
It puts money in your pocket the quickest, usually bypassing complex online applications or portfolio reviews.
Give us the key examples. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about selling unneeded items, clothes, old electronics, unused gift cards via local marketplaces or apps. It's neighborhood services. Local babysitting, dog walking, house cleaning, or seasonal yard work. It also includes utilizing the gig economy apps for grocery or food delivery, or even tasks like helping people move heavy furniture.
That's very real-world localized money. How do you start this quickly?
For local services, the barrier is almost zero. You start by literally texting 2 neighbors, posting on a local community board, or signing up for a reputable pet sitting app. For delivery apps, the setup involves a background check and vehicle registration, but once you're active, you can earn immediately when you turn the app on.
Okay, so what are the primary pros and cons of focusing exclusively on fast cash?
Pros. It's incredibly fast to see earnings. It requires almost zero specialized training, relying on physical ability or social skills. Cons. It can be physically demanding, which is a major factor if your main job already exhausts your body.
That's a big one.
It is. It's also highly location dependent. If you live somewhere rural, demand might be low. And critically, it is the least scalable because you only have so much physical time and energy to trade.
Trading time and physical energy for immediate financial return. Got it. Let's move to lane 2. Flexible digital gigs. What defines this category?
This is the lane for things that can be accomplished entirely from a laptop or even a phone, usually asynchronously.
Meaning you don't need to be available at specific times?
Right. These are basic administrative, creative, or organizational tasks that save small businesses immense time.
What are the practical tasks involved here? We need to move beyond virtual assistant as this vague term.
Okay, specific tasks include simple email management and scheduling, often for busy entrepreneurs, basic data entry and spreadsheet organization, using tools like Canva to create simple social media graphics or PDF guides, proofreading content, transcribing audio files, or managing product listings on eBay for a seller.
So we're not talking about like high-level coding or anything?
No. We're talking about tasks requiring basic digital literacy and organizational skills.
And where do people find these types of entry-level gigs?
You often start on freelance marketplaces like Fiverr or Upwork, though those platforms require a lot of patience. A better entry point is often local social media groups like Facebook groups for small business owners in your city, or networking. You specifically pitch small businesses that look overwhelmed and offer a defined service, like I will create 5 Instagram captions and matching Canva graphics for you per week.
That makes perfect sense. The value proposition is so clear. You are saving an overwhelmed small business owner 10 hours a month.
That's the key concept. Time arbitrage. You are selling back time that is more valuable to them than the rate they pay you.
What are the pros and cons of the flexible digital gigs lane?
Pros. Total location flexibility and the ability to work in short, manageable bursts. Perfect for fitting around chaotic schedules, like the parent profile we'll discuss later. Cons. It takes longer to build a reputation and find consistent clients. The initial pay rates can be low as you gather experience and testimonials.
Right.
And unlike fast cash, the setup involves learning basic platform rules or tools first.
Okay, that brings us to lane 3, skill building projects. This sounds like the longest game, but potentially the highest reward. How do we define this investment lane?
Skill building is defined by delayed gratification. These are projects where you dedicate your reclaimed time now to learning a specialized, high-demand skill. The pay is low initially, maybe even zero, but the rate ceiling later is much, much higher than the other two lanes.
What kind of skills fall into this category?
We're talking about learning real, marketable skills like proficiency in persuasive copywriting, basic web design using platforms like WordPress or Squarespace,
Okay.
professional video editing for the creator economy, certified bookkeeping or accounting support, or high-level tutoring in specific academic fields like calculus or coding languages.
So instead of passively scrolling, you spend that time taking focused, low-cost courses, practicing, and building a portfolio. What resources are available for this low-cost learning?
There are fantastic resources available. Look at specialized courses on platforms like Coursera, Udemy, or Skillshare. Many libraries now offer free access to learning platforms. The key is choosing one skill, focusing intensely for 4 to 6 months, and then doing initial work for cheap or even for free testimonials, which build your portfolio in speed.
Can you give us a concrete example of that portfolio building process?
Yeah, a friend of mine wanted to get into web design. She spent 6 months using her 4 money blocks a week learning WordPress. She then offered to build a simple, clean website for her local gym and a neighborhood nonprofit for free, just covering hosting costs.
So those became her portfolio pieces.
Exactly. Those 2 projects became her portfolio. She then started charging small local businesses $300 to $500 for similar, simple sites, a rate far higher than she could command if she had only opted for data entry.
That's turning passive interest into an active, high-value asset. How do you help a listener decide which lane is right for them?
I use 3 critical questions. 1, how urgent is your need for money? If it's high urgency, you're looking at fast cash.
Okay.
2, how much energy do you have after your main job? If it's low energy, flexible digital gigs with simple tasks is your best bet.
Makes sense.
And 3, do you want this to help now or grow into a potential bigger career path later? If you want future growth, you choose skill building.
I love that this framework eliminates the need to pursue the perfect idea. You just need to choose the lane that matches your current constraints.
Exactly. Just walk through one door. Don't try to open all 3.
We've established the math and the options. Let's move to segment 3, designing your free time to cash routine, where we turn these concepts into a weekly system. How do we start making this practical?
We start with zero effort awareness. The time map. For 1 week, you, the listener, must track your time without trying to change your behavior.
Not a strict spreadsheet, just noting where the passive time is going.
Precisely. Simple entries in a phone note. Monday, 9:10 p.m., YouTube Shorts. Wednesday, 7:30-8:00 a.m., Instagram in bed.
Right.
The purpose is not guilt, it's mapping the blocks so you can visually see the opportunity. It's freeing, because once you see the slot, you can make a rational decision about how to repurpose it.
Once they've mapped the blocks, how do they decide on the final committed amount of time?
We stress realism above all else. We are not focusing on the ideal 10 hours a week. We focus on what can you actually handle consistently for the next 3 months, even when you're tired.
And what does that realistic number typically look like for a busy person?
Most people with full-time jobs find their sweet spot between 3 and 5 hours a week. 2 hours is a fantastic start. 8 hours is pushing it. The key is consistency over volume.
Let's use that typical 4-hour commitment. How do we transform 4 hours a week into specific, non-negotiable money blocks?
You immediately block those 4 hours on your calendar. For example, Tuesday, 7-8 p.m., Thursday, 7-8 p.m., and Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m. And then we apply the psychological strategy of habit stacking, which is incredibly effective for exhausted brains.
Tell us more about habit stacking in this context.
Instead of saying, I'm going to work at 7 p.m. because the clock says so, you anchor the new habit to an existing one. For instance, right after I put my dinner dishes in the sink, I open my work document for 45 minutes before I look at my phone.
So you're linking it to something you already do automatically.
Yes. Or, before I make my coffee on Saturday morning, I will spend 30 minutes on outreach. The physical action of the existing routine triggers the new money block.
That makes the work less reliant on motivation and more reliant on automatic ritual.
Exactly. And within those blocks, we must assign a clear job to prevent decision fatigue. So Tuesday night is opportunity time. Research, sign up, send messages. Thursday night is work time, do the actual gig. Sunday is admin and growth time. Send invoices, track earnings, watch a 30-minute tutorial.
So the overall task of side hustling is broken down into specific checklist items that fit into manageable windows.
It shifts from a crushing concept to a series of discrete tasks.
Let's look at the routine of Bree, the call center worker, again, and expand on how she managed the energy match.
Bree's job was high stress, required immense emotional labor. She was totally peopled out by 6 p.m. She committed to 4 hours a week, and we structured it around maximizing her non-people energy and her weekend momentum. She specifically avoided Mondays, knowing that was a day for true decompression.
So what were her money blocks?
Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. was her quiet admin block. She'd sit down and list items for sale online, reply to buyer messages, handle scheduling. It was all asynchronous, low-interaction work.
Right.
Saturday morning, 9 to 11 a.m. was her high-energy block. She'd execute dog walks, maximizing her physical labor when she felt freshest, and then quickly stop at a thrift store to find items to flip.
She integrated both the quiet digital work and the physical fast cash based on her daily energy peaks. That's smart.
And her final block, Sunday 4 to 5 p.m., was her financial check-in. She didn't just update a spreadsheet. She used different colored highlights to show which payments were from her primary job and which were from her side gig. She needed to visually see that distinction to appreciate the extra effort.
That visual tracking must be incredibly motivating. It transforms abstract effort into tangible financial progress.
It reinforces the why. If you are peopled out, you need quiet, isolated work. If you are physically drained, you might choose tutoring or writing, which only requires mental focus. Matching the task to the type of tired you are is critical for preventing burnout.
And what about that inevitable moment when life intervenes? Bree got sick, or her kids had an activity, and she missed an entire week. How do you prevent that from spiraling into the failure cycle?
We plan for it. We establish a 2-week buffer rule. If you miss a week entirely, the goal for the following week is not to catch up. That just leads to burnout.
So what's the goal then?
The goal is simply to show up for your next scheduled money block, even if it's just for 15 minutes. We treat it as an adjustment, not a failure. The plan is resilient. The commitment is not perfect attendance, but consistent re-engagement.
I think that's crucial for our audience. The system has to be forgiving.
And finally, the ultimate burnout prevention strategy. Using the income for breathing room. That first $150 or $200 should purchase some measure of peace. Maybe it's paying off a small, annoying bill. Maybe it's putting money aside specifically to hire someone to clean your house once a month, thus reclaiming a few high-energy weekend hours.
So the side gig has to serve the goal of making your life feel lighter, not just adding more complexity.
Precisely. That reframes the purpose beautifully. The side money buys time and peace, making the effort worthwhile.
Okay, we have the routine design. Now, let's quickly pivot to the necessary warning section. Segment 4, red flags, scams, and side hustle hype.
The internet is full of opportunists preying on financial anxiety. We have to equip our listeners with a filter.
Let's call out the pervasive nonsense. Make $10,000 in 30 days. Or the classic, copy and paste our secret system. What are the 3 clearest, most immediate red flags that should make a person close the tab immediately?
Number 1, recruitment focus. If the core revenue stream of the opportunity is based on you recruiting other people into the system and not on selling an actual product or service to an external paying customer,
It's an MLM.
you are looking at a multi-level marketing scheme, or worse, an illegal pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
The value must come from the market, not from expanding the hierarchy.
So if the pitch is about the team and the downline, rather than the measurable service provided, that's a huge warning sign.
Absolutely. Red flag number 2, big upfront fee. If you are asked to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars just to access the opportunity or receive the secret materials, without clear, verifiable skills being taught, you should run the other way.
Right.
Legitimate employers or clients pay you for your work. They do not require a massive investment just to start.
And again, paying a small fee for a verified course that teaches a legitimate skill, like coding or bookkeeping, is different from paying an opaque fee to join an exclusive club.
Precisely. One is buying an asset, which is a skill. The other is buying a promise, a dream. Red flag number 3, magical promises and zero effort. Any language that promises large sums of money with zero experience, zero effort, and passive income immediately is designed to appeal to your exhaustion. Real work, even remote and flexible work, takes effort, consistency, and time.
There's no instant money button.
There's no instant money button.
Let's elaborate on the client who was burned by the secret e-commerce system. What was the emotional and financial cost of buying into that dream?
The client paid over $600 for this supposed e-commerce course, which primarily taught vague motivational strategies and pushed the next tier of expensive coaching. Financially, she lost the $600 she desperately needed, but the emotional cost was higher. She spent 3 months feeling like a failure, believing she was the problem because she couldn't make the system work. The system was never designed to work for her. It was designed to sell the next package.
That emotional toll, the feeling of failure, is what often sends people back into the cycle of passive scrolling, making them afraid to try anything real.
Exactly. Contrast that with the client who spent $50 on a beginner Canva course. She learned a measurable skill: how to make visually appealing graphics. She could show the skill, prove the output, and immediately charge clients for that measurable deliverable. She made her investment back within 3 weeks.
One sold a fantasy, the other taught a real trade.
That's it.
I want to address the emotional hype generated by those I hit 10K videos we see everywhere. How do we immunize ourselves against that comparison trap?
We apply an aggressive reality check. Remember, those videos are highly edited marketing materials. You are seeing the 0.01% success story, often without the context of years of prior experience, existing professional connections, large upfront capital, or external support systems.
We're seeing their peak month, not their average year.
Right. A healthier expectation is focusing on your own baseline. If you are starting from zero today, success is defined as, I earned $70 this month that I didn't have before, and I did it sustainably without burning out. That $70 proves the system works for you, and that proof is more valuable than any fantasy number.
Okay, let's solidify that scam prevention with the final 4-point legitimacy test.
When you find an opportunity, run it through these filters. 1. Clarity of pay and task. Is it explicitly clear who is paying you and what specific measurable work product you are providing?
Okay.
2. Upfront cost. Are you paying a large opaque fee just to access the work or the opportunity? Big caution if yes.
Got it.
3. Verifiable reviews. Can you find real people who describe the day-to-day work, not just the income promises and the actual process involved? And 4. Skill versus system. Does this activity build a real, transferable, marketable skill like writing, editing, cleaning, tutoring? Or is it reliant on a magic system that only works if you stay inside their platform?
If the opportunity passes those 4 questions, it's far more likely to be a legitimate use of your reclaimed time.
It's the essential safety net for anyone exploring the side income world.
We've covered the why, the what, and the red flags. In our final segment, let's pull everything together into the action plan. Segment 5, the free time to cash blueprint. We'll start by tailoring the plan for specific, relatable listener profiles.
Let's make this customized and highly practical.
First up, the college student. They have chaotic schedules, heavy academic pressure, and intermittent bursts of free time. How do they convert scroll time into cash without sacrificing their studies?
The student must prioritize flexibility and scalability with a low time commitment. First, they need to acknowledge the seasonal nature of their schedule. The plan scales back to 0 during midterms and finals. That is non-negotiable protection.
So the income goal fluctuates throughout the semester.
Exactly. Second, they should lean heavily into high-value, low-time gigs. Tutoring is paramount here. If they tutor a high school subject they excel in, they can charge a premium rate for just 2 to 3 hours a week.
And the work often reinforces their own knowledge. It's a double return.
Exactly. And third, they should leverage their university network for fast cash. Offer campus-specific services, proofreading dissertations, moving furniture for students changing dorms, or offering simple digital tasks to overworked professors. They have a built-in market right there. Their goal could be simple: cover their textbook costs and their phone bill by the end of the semester.
Perfect. It fits the life they are already leading. Now, listener profile number 2, the parent. Full-time job, young children. Free time is often limited to 9:30 p.m. onward, and it is frequently interrupted.
The parent needs a plan built exclusively around asynchronous, chunkable tasks. They simply do not have the guaranteed, beautiful long blocks of time. They have to think in micro blocks. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe 45 minutes on a good night.
What types of tasks are best suited for that interrupted time?
Tasks that require minimal ramp-up and can be saved instantly. Writing is fantastic. You can write a paragraph, save it, and come back 3 hours later. Simple data cleaning, transcribing, or listing items online. You must avoid tasks that require deep, sustained focus and immediate, synchronous communication, like customer service calls or complex scheduling.
So no demanding client meetings after 9:30 p.m.
Precisely. And for managing those micro blocks, 2 practical tips. First, use a visible timer commit to 20 minutes of focused work, and when the timer rings, stop. Second, use preloaded tasks. When you get a 15-minute window, you shouldn't waste 5 minutes deciding what to do. You should have already planned and preloaded the task during your Sunday admin block so you can jump right into data entry or writing the next paragraph.
Preloading the task removes the decision fatigue from the tiny window. That's a powerful distinction for the exhausted parent.
And remember the support strategy. Trade focused work time with another parent. 2 hours of guaranteed kid-free time once every 2 weeks can be more productive than 10 hours of interrupted time.
That's leveraging social capital to purchase time. Okay, let's finish with the critical discussion about overcoming the failure cycle. How do we ensure listeners actually stick to this system?
We address the identity shift. If you are someone who usually quits after 2 weeks, the solution is radical shrinkage. You do not commit to 4 hours. You commit to 1 hour a week for the next 4 weeks.
The bar is so low, it's impossible to fail.
Exactly. And your only job for those 4 weeks is to show up for that single hour. When you complete it, you actively celebrate. You tell yourself, I kept a promise to myself, and I am someone who follows through in small ways. This builds a new identity. I am a person who generates extra income through intentional use of time.
That identity shift is the true psychological win.
It is. Once you follow through 4 times, the momentum builds organically, and you can then thoughtfully scale up to 2 or 3 hours.
Naomi, this has been incredibly systematic and practical. Let's finish with the definitive free time to cash blueprint that listeners can write down right now.
This is the 7-step guide to starting right now, tonight. Step 1, notice your time. For 1 week, track when you are passively scrolling or zoning out for 30 minutes or more. Map the blocks without changing anything.
Step 1, got it.
Step 2, choose your hours. Decide on a realistic, sustainable number of hours you can repurpose for money, work. Remember, 2, 3, or 4 hours a week is a powerful start. Do not choose a number that scares you.
Okay, choose your hours.
Step 3, pick your lane. Based on your urgency and energy, choose one lane. Fast cash, flexible digital gigs, or skill-building projects. You only need a starting point, not perfection.
Just one.
Step 4, block and stack. Put those chosen hours on your calendar and link them to an existing routine using habit stacking. Give each block a clear job. Opportunity, work, or admin. Block it out.
Makes sense.
Step 5, set a small goal and purpose. Give your side work a clear why. Example, earn $200 a month to pay off the smallest credit card or build a $500 emergency buffer.
Give the money a job.
Step 6, do a weekly check-in. Spend 10 to 15 minutes once a week reviewing what you earned, what you accomplished in your money blocks, and what specific tweak you need to make next week to make the process easier.
Okay, that little review is key.
And step 7, protect, rest, and adjust. If you miss a money block or an entire week, the plan is not dead. Simply adjust your schedule, reduce the commitment if needed, and restart the following week. Do not quit.
That simple 7-step blueprint, followed consistently, completely demystifies the side hustle process.
It turns overwhelm into a checklist.
So we have covered the depth of the scroll problem, the math of reclaiming that time, the 3 manageable lanes to pursue, and the critical importance of designing a weekly routine that respects your energy and avoids the toxic hustle culture and scams.
If you take away anything today, let it be this core message. You do not have to eliminate your phone or your rest entirely to change your financial trajectory. You just have to decide on purpose that some of that time is going to work actively for your future instead of passively serving the algorithm. 1 or 2 spare hours a week is enough to move the needle.
That is the essential insight. That initial commitment is the most powerful tool you have.
And to the version of you who is listening right now, perhaps late at night, feeling that familiar guilt, you are not lazy. You are just overwhelmed. Your job is not perfection, but intentionality. If all you do this week is pick 1 single hour to implement step 1 and step 2, just tracking your time and choosing your hours, you have already started the shift. You have already changed your relationship with your time.
That small win is everything because it breaks the inertia. Thank you so much for breaking this down into such an achievable system.
Thank you for having me. I encourage everyone to believe that this is entirely doable, no matter how tired they feel.
All right, if this deep dive hit home for you, here's what you can do right now to move forward. Pick 1 concrete action for this week. Maybe that's checking your screen time metrics, maybe it's blocking off a 1-hour money block on your calendar, or maybe it's signing up for that local dog walking app we discussed. 2, share this deep dive with a friend who constantly says, I'm broke and I'm always on my phone. Become each other's accountability partners to start this journey together. Your free time is a far more powerful asset than you realize. You don't have to turn all of it into cash, but if you choose to turn some of it into income and opportunity, future you is going to be incredibly grateful for this decision. I'll talk to you in the next deep dive.